What's going on, you guys? Litmantuck is coming back at you with another book review. And today I want to talk about the Nexus Games. It's been a while since I've posted. I've been reading a bunch of books, so I hit up the Biomancer. I was really excited about that. Then I hit up Anything Part 2 of the Murder Hobo series. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a book review on those two. And then I got a surprise recommendation out of nowhere. And this is what it means to not judge a book by its cover. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of how I select books. It's very random, but I like to see something medieval on there. I like to see, like the Murder Hobo or the Biomancer. I like swords and sorcery, all right? I'm not really into, when I think there's guns or I think it's modern or something like that, I kind of stay away from it. But now, I've had my views change. So I got recommended to a book called the Nexus Games. And if you look at the cover, I'm going to read so I don't spoil it, I'm just going to read the description here, all right? Special Forces Soldier Alex Kellan has 3 problems. He's on forced medical leave. So the thing about this dude, he is scarred. The main character is scarred. He's he's Special Forces, but he's been through some stuff, all right? And I'm a veteran, and I wasn't Special Forces or anything. I was a medic, and so I can very much relate to somebody being scarred, right? He's alone on Christmas. That's sad. And 2 men are actively stalking his every step. Things get worse when Kellan wakes up in a twisted world where people have magical abilities and high-tech weaponry. So whenever I look at books, like if I was to read this description, I'm not into the high-tech stuff, right? I thought I wasn't, but after reading this book, I think that I am. I'm going to have to check out more. It turns out Kellan's stalkers want him to participate in a deadly competition, whether or not Kellan agrees. Forced to compete in the infamous Nexus Games, Kellan must risk everything to survive the competition and save the other members on his ragtag team. Their new motto quickly becomes Situation Normal, all fouled up. A lit RPG thriller with high-tech magic set in a game for the ultimate prize. All right. So the author is Shami Stovall, and that's why I actually got to talk to the author. Like, hey man, check out my book. It was her first book, her debut book. And normally like debut books are like, I read them and I can't really follow them. This book is excellent. So like I said, the main character, the MC, is Special Forces. And normally whenever somebody is Special Forces and they go into one of these lit RPG worlds, they just dominate because they're Special Forces. But the thing is, this dude is behind the 8 ball because he's introduced to a world of magic. And I love comparing books to other things because I know the authors don't do it on purpose, but I like drawing comparisons. Whether I'm right or wrong, it is my right to make comparisons. So the scenes and the setting and the ambiance reminds me of a mixture of Gotham City, the movie The Matrix, and Moulin Rouge. I know that is very random, but when I think about it, it's very dark and it's very gritty. And it starts out, very descriptive. I love like a lot of the military references in there that they make as far as him being on leave. And there's other things in there. His sardonic personality. He ends up, and I'm going to spoil it just a little bit, but he ends up meeting a woman who was also a veteran, and she got hit with some shrapnel, and so she walks with a limp. And they can tell right off the bat that, okay, that's a veteran. They've been to war. And she can tell that he's a veteran. And she guesses correctly that he's ex-Special Forces. And so, as said in the description, they get forced into a world, like a lit RPG world, and he has to adapt to that. And it's a great book. And the narrator, let me see who, oh my goodness, I should have bought that up. I did not bring that up. I apologize. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Just give me a moment to see if I can find the narrator. Normally I have this stuff up. I literally just finished the book. I was like, man, let me get on this and make a review. Hold on. Nexus Games Audible. I just had the book up. I want to see the narrator because whenever I made the comparison of, like the background reminds me a little bit of The Matrix. It reminds me a little bit of Gotham City where it's very dark. It reminds me, and I don't know why, of Moulin Rouge, even though it's been years since I've seen that movie. It just made me think about that atmosphere. All right, but I have a comparison. Whenever I heard the narrator, oh my goodness, I cannot find the narrator's name. Hold on, boy. I'm gonna get this. Hold on. I'm finna really getting ready to go to audible.com, man, and look up the book so I can see the narrator. I may cut this part out. I may not. I don't want to waste your time. Sometimes it's fun seeing the struggle streamer, you know, so I'll decide if okay, Nexus Game, narrated by Dan Callie. And I've never in my life heard this narrator, but he was excellent. So normally when I run, like I follow like certain narrators, I know it's going to be good. And sometimes when I get a new narrator, I'm like, I didn't really feel it. But this is an excellent, Dan Callie is an excellent narrator. And here's the thing, their voices don't sound alike, but he reminds me a lot of Dion Graham. And Dion Graham, I heard him in a series, what was it? It was an Eric Jerome Dickey book. So it's basically, it wasn't game lit, it was urban fiction, but they really have the same, they have almost the exact same cadence, especially when they use a dark character and they keep you in suspense. Their cadence is almost the same. Their voices are totally different, but the cadence is the same. It was years ago. What was this series called? And I like drawing these comparisons because some comparisons you'd be like, okay, I get it, I understand it. I used to watch The Matrix, but doing a lit RPG book, this comparison is from an urban fiction book. So you can be like, what the hell? You might even listen to it and be like, AJ, what are you talking about? They don't sound alike at all. But let me see if I can find, what was it called? Oh my goodness. Because that was the first thing I thought of whenever I heard the author. It sounded a lot like Dion Graham. Dion Graham, Eric Jerome Dickey. And I'm not trying to like promote other books while I'm doing another book, but I do love making comparisons. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, the Gideon, it's the Gideon series. Like his cadence, the voices sound totally different, but his cadence remind me of the, what is it called? The Sleeping with Strangers series, the Gideon series. And Gideon is another dark character that was very scarred. And I instantly fell in love with the character. The thing is, even though he is scarred, you know, he's in the special forces, he has a strong sense of duty. And a lot of the, I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of the books that I've read, especially with the game lit, they have a lot of characters who they lose that sense of duties where they just do what they got to do. They will kill a fool or whatever. But this guy, he really has a strong sense of duty where he doesn't want to have any casualties. Even if he don't know the guy, he don't want any casualties. And so that some of that could be the PTSD kicking in. He did, you know, the reason why he's on medical leave because he did lose somebody in his unit, which is very tough for him. But anyway, the Nexus Game I see it as a diamond in the rough. I really enjoyed the book. And the thing is, I made the mistake of judging books by its cover. I judged the book by the description because I thought that I would never want to read a high-tech game lit. If you look at the cover, I don't see a sword, I don't see a goblin, I don't see an axe, so I'm not going to mess with it. That was a mistake I made. So I really appreciate the recommendation for this book. Check it out, man. If you read the book, let me know what you think. If you haven't read the book, I would say check it out. Like I said, it's a ex-special forces guy. You know, I gave a description, so it's something that you think you'd be interested in. Check it out. If it's something that you're like, you know what, thank you for the review, I'm not interested in it, don't check it out. But I would say check out the book if you're in the game lit, and I will see you on the next one.